everybody. We are the Winter-McAlpin families. I'm Greg. This is Samantha, Lucci, Sam, and of course, Baloo.
COVID-19 has been a particular challenge for everybody in both our church community and the world this year, but it's taught me a lot of lessons, and the thing it's made me most grateful for is Epiphany. One of the things that's been very challenging for our family has been the inability to go to church and physically visit with all of you this year, but I'm so grateful that Epiphany has the resources to have virtual services and to make sure that I feel that I'm still a part of this church, even though instead of sitting in a pew, I'm sitting in this beautiful backyard and attending with someone who normally doesn't get to hear the beautiful words of our priests and preachers and the beautiful music of the choir. I'm grateful that Epiphany, in a time of solitude and in a time where most people could be feeling very alone, makes me feel more connected than ever.
I find it's easier for me to be a servant and to give when I approach life from a standpoint of gratitude. This has been an interesting year, to say the least. Our lives have changed significantly, yet I feel so grateful that despite the COVID epidemic, we are healthy, we're able to continue worshiping, albeit in a different fashion. We're able to maintain a sense of church community and togetherness. I'm also grateful that we were able to temporarily close our office in March, go home, send our employees home to work, and to be safe with their families and with their elderly parents. I'm grateful that I found some new church friends during this time. This is a result of volunteering for some COVID calling. There are some people whose faces I only knew before, but now, as a result of this calling, I feel I've connected with at least a few of them. I know a little of their history, their lives, some of their walks with Christ, and some of their ups and downs during these COVID times. I've also learned how some of you support how you support each other, how some of you call in on elderly single people every morning just to see how they are, to deliver groceries to one another. I'm also most grateful that our family has found in Epiphany a welcoming place to worship and to serve the Lord. To be able to worship with your adult children today is often the exception. I have to remind myself that all of this is from God and not from me. I have to remind myself that only through the grace of God was I born in this great country of ours. When I try to put my life in that perspective, it makes giving much easier.
We believe that God calls us all to love our neighbors as ourselves. This year, COVID-19 has helped me reframe who my neighbor is. Through Epiphany and with the help of some fellow parishioners, I've had the opportunity to work with asylum-seeking families from our neighboring countries to the south. I've learned to appreciate the generosity of our parish and the generosity of other church communities serving the same cause. Although the pandemic has paused many of these efforts, I have learned to think more generously about who could be my neighbor. Many people from many neighborhoods are suffering this year. But with Epiphany, I can welcome the stranger as another child of God.
When I think of Epiphany, I think of family. And this year, even though it feels like we've been physically further apart from family, it also feels like we've grown closer together. And when I think of family, I think of love and support. But that's a two-way street. It not only means being loved and supported, but it also means loving and supporting. So this year, I challenge you, when you think about giving and giving back, I challenge you to think about Epiphany and how you can support the family that supports us all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.